Hello there. The story today is the case of the man who lost his marbles. The doorbell rang at Joshi Rana Thakur Private Investigators, and in walked a man, 50ish in age, dressed in a white shirt, tan trousers, and a navy blue jacket. My name is Maganedi, Noel Maganedi. My wife Candice and I live in Bandra. We are Jewish, in case you are wondering. Our family migrated to India from Persia many centuries ago. You are Ms. Nikita Joshi, I presume, said he. Nikki quickly replied, That's right, sir. Please call me Nikki. And these are my colleagues, Indu Rana and Kalpesh Thakur. They moved to a sofa set in the corner. I need your help, Nikki. The man looked around them with a haunted look and took a gulp of water. I saw the caper of the garrulous parrot on TV recently and decided that you are the guys who can get me out of this mess. Otherwise I am ruined, Maganedi said, choking back a sob. Sir, we know you have had a rough time on the local train today. Let Kalpesh fix you a cup of coffee, said Indu. How did you know I came by train? Maganedi blurted out, surprised. Well, your recently polished shoes are trampled on with a smear on your white shirt collar, said Indu. And you had quarreled with your wife today before leaving home, continued Indu. Maganedi's mouth fell open in surprise. You have not read her texts. I see from the notifications from Candy on your mobile. Only a wife will text so many times without an answer. Maganedi had kept his mobile on the table in front. But sir, please let us know your problem, encouraged Nikki. I have lost my kings and queens, wailed Maganedi. Looking at the befuddled stares of his audience, he continued, Let me explain. We own a marble chess set. It's an antique. I have provenance proving that it once belonged to Mirza Ghalib in the 18th century. It is at least 250 years old. It's priceless. My great-great-grandfather bought it off a Scottish colonel in the British Indian Army. Won it actually, in lieu of a gambling debt. He took a sip of coffee and continued. The crowns of the king, the two queens and the two kings are gilded. Real gold, and now they are gone. And Candy polished the chess set regularly. And where is your chess set kept? Not in a safe, I think, said Kalpesh. No, we keep it on a small marble table that comes with the chess set. It's kept on display in our living room with 4 chairs. Our friends drop in often and we play a few games each weekend. Let's do it this way. We'll continue this talk at your place this afternoon, said Nikki. She took the visiting card offered by Maganedi. We'll be there at 4:30 so that we see your home in daylight. Maganedi took his leave. That afternoon, the 3 of them Ubered to Maganedi's house. It turned out to be one of the last few remaining cottages in that locality, surrounded by ugly, brash new multi-story buildings. It was at least a century old, with a handkerchief-sized garden in front. A small hatchback stood inside the gate on the driveway. They were ushered into the drawing room by a worried-looking woman who said she was Candice. The room had a high ceiling with partly open skylight on 2 sides. Skylights had been phased out by air conditioning, thought Indu to herself. Large wooden furniture, darkened with age. A sofa set on one side, an upright piano on the other, and a chess set in another. The chessboard, stood bereft of its royalty. Maganedi explained that their 2 daughters were both married and lived in Bangalore and Hyderabad respectively with their families. They had a manservant who lived in their house and no other part-time help. Anyone you suspect who may have done this, Mr. Maganedi? Asked Nikki. It doesn't make sense to me, said Maganidi. Who would gain by stealing only 4 pieces out of a set, even though the pieces were partly gilded in gold? Tea was served, but Nikki excused herself and went out to have a look-see around the house outside. The narrow space between the compound on all sides and the small, neat kitchen garden at the back. She stepped out of the gate to the convenience store in the corner and bought a handful of lollipops in brightly colored silver wraps. She joined the group indoors. Let us perform an experiment, she said. She spread out the lollipops on the chessboard that was lit up by the setting sun angling in through the skylight. Now we'll make ourselves scarce. We'll have our stakeout in the kitchen. Soon enough, with a flutter of wings, a myna flew down from the skylight and alighted on the chessboard. It picked up a lollipop in its beak and flew back to the skylight. He's building his nest on the cornice just outside the skylight, I discovered just now, explained Nikki. And these bright objects help him to attract his bride-to-be. Ramu put up the ladder outside and was soon able to fetch down the missing chess royalty from the furiously protesting Myna's nest. He dutifully replaced them with brightly wrapped lollipops. I hope you liked this story. Do share it with your friends and leave your feedback before you go. Thank you for spending your time with me. Goodbye.